I wrestle with the stubborn latex, my fingers numb from the cold. The last pink balloon whips in the October wind, fighting me like a live thing. Come on, just stay. I grunt, tying the knot with a final vicious tug. The string cuts into my skin. I step back, rubbing my hands on my jeans, and survey the backyard. It's perfect, or as perfect as my strained budget would allow. 9 miniature play settings, each with a napkin folded into a little crown, dot the picnic table. The bounce house, a monstrous $270 splurge that made my credit card audibly weep, stands fully inflated by the fence. Its princess turrets gleam, mocking me with their cheerfulness. On the dessert table, the pixel princess cake from Matilda's favorite video game sits ready, 9 unlit candles standing like soldiers. Perfect, I whisper again, pulling my thin sweater tighter. No one is around to hear me. I glance at my watch. 11:42 a.m. They should be here. My mother, Evelyn, and my sisters, Sabrina and Loretta, all swore they'd come early. "We'll help with everything, Miranda, don't you worry," Evelyn had trilled over the phone. That promise evaporated, just like it always does. The sliding glass door behind me squeaks open on its rusty track. "Mommy, is it time?" Matilda bursts into the yard, a purple tornado of new fabric and glitter. It's her royal color. She twirls, making the sparkles catch the weak sun. "Is it time? Are they here?" She bounces on the toes of her new sneakers, then freezes. Her eyes, wide and hopeful, dart around the empty, silent yard. She scans for faces that aren't there. "Where's Grandma Evelyn, and Aunt Sabrina, and Aunt Loretta?" Her voice is a little smaller now. "Are they bringing Tristan? Did they see the bounce house you got me?" I force a smile so wide my cheeks ache. "They're on their way, sweetie. You know how Grandma is with her makeup." "Probably just running a little late." Matilda's face falls, just for a second, a tiny eclipse of her joy. Then she rebuilds the smile, a brave imitation of my own. "Okay, I'm going to watch for their car from the front window," she cries, her voice artificially bright. She dashes back inside. The door slides shut with a dull thud. I turn back to the empty party. I bite the inside of my cheek hard until the sharp metallic taste of copper fills my mouth. I should have known better. If you're watching this video, tell me where you're from or what time it is for you. The doorbell chimes. From inside, I hear Matilda let out an excited shriek. "They're here! They're finally here!" I hurry around the side of the house, wiping my hands on a napkin. I get to the front porch just as she yanks the door open. I watch my daughter's face collapse. It's a physical thing, like the air going out of one of those balloons. Standing on the doormat isn't Grandma Evelyn with her cloud of perfume, or my sisters with their loud laughter. It's just my Aunt Catherine, my mother's sister, holding a single, brightly wrapped present under her arm. "Happy birthday, sweet pea," Catherine says, stooping down to hug Matilda. My daughter hugs her back listlessly, her head craned around Catherine's shoulder. She's staring at the driveway, searching the empty stretch of concrete. "Is Grandma Evelyn coming with you?" Matilda asks. Catherine straightens up. Her eyes meet mine over Matilda's head, and I see a familiar flash of anger in them. Not at me, but for me. She smooths it away before smiling down at my daughter. "I came all on my own today, honey," she says, her voice gentle, "but look what I brought you." She hands Matilda the gift. It's wrapped in paper with holographic unicorns, and the bow is a complex masterpiece of ribbon that must have taken 20 minutes. That's Aunt Catherine. Always thinking about the details. "Thank you, Aunt Catherine," Matilda says, her voice barely a whisper. She clutches the package to her chest. "Mom, can I go put this with the other presents?" "Of course, baby. The party's starting out back. Go show your friends." As Matilda disappears toward the kitchen, Catherine steps inside and quietly closes the door. She doesn't bother to lower her voice. "Evelyn and the girls aren't coming, are they?" It's not a question. Before I can answer, my phone buzzes in my back pocket. I pull it out, my stomach already forming a cold, hard knot. I know that text alert. It's from Evelyn. "Don't be so dramatic, Miranda. It's just a kid's party. We'll make it up to her at Christmas." "Just a kid's party," I read aloud, my voice flat. "Just my kid's party." I show the screen to Catherine. Her lips press into a thin, white line. "I'm guessing that's your answer," I say, bitterness rising in my throat. Catherine doesn't say, "I told you so." She just squeezes my arm, her grip firm. "I'm sorry, Miranda." The doorbell rings again, sharp and loud, saving me from having to find a response. I plaster the party smile back on my face and open the door. For the next 2 hours, I move through the party in a daze. Parents drop off 8 little girls in matching princess dresses, all bearing gift bags and handmade cards. My neighbor from across the street, Mrs. Wallace, arrives with a set of folding chairs and a cooler of juice boxes she just happened to have extra. 2 doors down, another neighbor brings an extra tray of finger sandwiches. "You look like you could use an extra set of hands," she says, giving me a sympathetic smile that tells me she saw the empty driveway at 11:45. I take pictures. I serve the pixel princess cake. I supervise the bounce house, my smile feeling like a mask glued to my face. Through it all, I watch Matilda. She plays. She laughs. She opens her presents. But after every game, after every slice of cake, her eyes drift back to the front gate. Every time the latch clicks open, her head snaps up, her eyes bright with hope. And every time it's just another classmate's parent arriving for pickup, I watch that light dim. "When are Grandma and Aunt Sabrina and Aunt Loretta coming?" she asks for what feels like the 10th time. She tugs on my shirt as I refill the chip bowl. I stop, my hand frozen over the bag. I smooth her hair, pushing a stray strand behind her ear. "I'm not sure, sweetie," I lie, the words tasting like ash. "But look at all your amazing friends who came to celebrate with you. Isn't that wonderful?" She nods, but the slump in her small shoulders tells me everything. This isn't the first time my family has let her down, and something in her 9-year-old heart already knows it won't be the last. My mind flashes back to last Christmas. I'd maxed out my Visa buying gifts for everyone. $840 worth of presents I couldn't afford because family matters, Miranda. 3 months ago, I covered Sabrina's salon rent when she just came up a little short. $1,050 that I've never seen again. Miranda can handle it, they always say. She's so good with numbers. As if being good with numbers just magically makes money appear in my bank account. Ever since Dad walked out when I was 20, my mother has treated me like an ATM with legs. "You're the head of this family now," she declared the day after he left, as if his departure was a promotion that came with his financial obligations. My phone pings with a notification, not a text, an Instagram alert. I glance down. My stomach curdles. It's a photo. Sabrina posted it. Her, Mom, Loretta, and Loretta's son, Tristan. They're all clinking mimosa glasses at some shiny, overpriced brunch spot downtown. The sun streams in through a huge window. They're all laughing, heads tossed back. The caption, typed in Sabrina's usual breezy style, reads, "Brunch with my favorites. Planning something big. Family first blessed." Family first, I whisper to the empty kitchen. The screen is still glowing in my hand when Matilda's voice breaks through the fog. Mom, it's time for presents." She's standing by the table, surrounded by her friends, ready to open the gifts. I shove my phone into my pocket, the image of their laughing faces burned into my mind. I plaster on the smile. "Coming, birthday girl." The girls cluster around as Matilda tears into the wrapping paper. She thanks each friend with genuine, sweet delight. A new art set, a book series, a glittery shirt. But when the last gift is unwrapped and the paper is piled high, she looks up at me. The backyard is suddenly quiet. Her voice trembles. Did Grandma forget my birthday? The question is a physical blow. It lands right in my chest, knocking the wind out of me. I open my mouth, but no words come out. I have no lie left for this. "Oh, honey," Aunt Catherine steps in, her voice breezy as she winks at Matilda. "Your grandma has a terrible memory sometimes. She'd forget her own head if it wasn't attached." She leans in conspiratorially. "But that just means you might get a surprise birthday present on another day, like a bonus birthday." Matilda brightens a little at this. The possibility of a future gift is enough to paper over the present-day hurt. The moment passes. The girls rush back to the bounce house for one last jump before their parents arrive. Catherine squeezes my hand. "This isn't right, Miranda." I just nod, not trusting myself to speak. When the last classmate has gone home and the backyard is quiet again, I retreat to the kitchen. I let the silent tears fall as I scrub pink frosting off the plastic plates. Through the window, I can see Aunt Catherine helping Matilda test out her new sidewalk chalk. Their heads are bent together, a rainbow taking shape on the driveway. My phone buzzes on the counter. Another text from Evelyn. "Need $350 for a family emergency. Car trouble. Can you transfer it today?" The plate in my hands cracks. A spider web of lines radiates from where my thumb is gripping it. I stare at the message. At the timestamp, 3:48 p.m., right in the middle of the party she couldn't be bothered to attend, while her granddaughter was asking if she'd forgotten her. Something inside me breaks too. A dam I've been patching up for years, plugging leaks with my own money and my daughter's happiness. I set the broken pieces of the plate down in the sink. I dry my hands, slow and deliberate. The time for tears is over. A week later, my phone buzzes against the kitchen counter. I'm making Matilda's lunch. A peanut butter sandwich cut into triangles, apple slices arranged in a smile, and a note with a little heart. Small gestures, little ways to show her she matters. The phone buzzes again and again. The family group chat. I wipe my hands on a dish towel and pick it up. My stomach tightens. 1 week since Matilda's birthday disaster. 1 week of complete radio silence from all of them. The screen lights up with a message from Evelyn. "Exciting news, Sabrina's Sweet 16 venue is confirmed. $185 per guest, with Miranda covering Grandma's share since she's on a fixed income. Details attached." I nearly dropped the phone. Sweet 16. Sabrina is 26 years old. A new message from Loretta pops up immediately after. "Mom means Sweet 26, LOL. Theme is Second Chance Sweet 16, since her real one was just at the VFW hall and she deserves this." My fingers tremble as I tap the attached PDF. It's not details. It's a glossy, professional-looking sponsorship page for the event. And there, printed in bold, is my name. My full name, right under the Platinum Sponsor tier. They'd even used my LinkedIn profile picture. What the? I bite back the word. Matilda's small footsteps are padding down the hall. Another text. Loretta again. "Miranda, you're the accountant. Just handle the deposit. Deadline is this weekend." Not a request, a command. "Mom?" Matilda appears in the doorway, a Lego piece in her hand. "Can you help me with the spaceship wing?" "In a minute, sweetheart." My voice sounds strange, distant even to my own ears. I watch her shuffle back to her room, shoulders slumped in that way that's becoming far too familiar, just like at her birthday party. After her door clicks shut, I sit at the kitchen table and open my banking app. The balance stares back at me. 4,213.47, every single penny earmarked for Matilda's braces consultation next month. My budget spreadsheet is open on my laptop, color-coded, precise. Rent, $125, utilities, $187.32. Groceries, $420. After-school care, $240. The margins are razor thin, but we make it work. I scroll through my Venmo history. Last month, $650s, Sabrina salon emergency. The month before, $420, Evelyn new patio set. Christmas, $840, family gifts. None repaid, not a dime. The doorbell rings, startling me. "I've got it," Matilda calls, running to answer before I can stop her. I hear Aunt Catherine's warm voice. "Hello, sunshine. Is your mom home?" Catherine steps into the kitchen, arms loaded with a casserole dish. Her eyes narrow as she takes in my expression. "What happened?" she asks, setting the food on the counter. I wordlessly turn my phone toward her, showing her the group chat. She reads the messages. Her mouth tightens. "They've got some nerve," she mutters, sinking into a chair beside me. "After missing her birthday?" "No," I say, my voice flat. "They didn't just miss it. They had brunch instead. I saw the Instagram post." Catherine reaches across the table and squeezes my hand. "Your mother has always been like this, Miranda, even when we were kids. But you don't have to keep playing her game." A knock at the back door interrupts us. Mrs. Wallace, my 71-year-old neighbor, waves through the glass. I gesture for her to come in. "Brought you some banana bread," she says, then stops, reading the room. "Bad time." "Family drama," Catherine explains. Mrs. Wallace nods knowingly. She's seen the parade of relatives asking for favors. She's seen me taking time off work for family emergencies. "Your coworker Julian called, dear," Mrs. Wallace says, changing the subject. "Something about covering your shift tomorrow if you need it. Said to tell you he's returning the favor." Julian, one of the few people who actually reciprocates. Mommy. Matilda stands in the doorway clutching a piece of paper. "Can I hang this on the fridge?" It's a school drawing. Labeled "My Family." Just two stick figures holding hands, me and her. My throat tightens. Of course, baby. While I'm finding a magnet, I notice the stack of thank you cards on the counter, handwritten by Matilda herself for each friend who came to her party, each one decorated with careful crayon stars. That night, after tucking Matilda in, I pass her room and hear her small voice. "God, please make Grandma like me more." Something in me shatters. Back at my laptop, I find an email I wasn't meant to see. The hotel, confirming the booking for Sabrina's party. It was forwarded to me by mistake, tucked in a chain of replies. The contract was signed 3 weeks ago, before Matilda's birthday. They knew all along they wouldn't be coming. I open a new spreadsheet, every Venmo request, every loan, every emergency, for the past 3 years. The total makes me dizzy. $23,470. I stare at the Venmo app, my finger poised over the screen. The kitchen chair creaks as I straighten my shoulders. My mother's demand glares from my email, $185 per guest, plus her share. An easy $370. Just like that. They skipped my daughter's birthday to plan this. In the next room, I hear Matilda humming, arranging her stuffed animals for a tea party. No cousins, no grandmother, just fabric friends who never disappoint her. I tap the screen. I create a new payment. Recipient, Evelyn Allen. Amount $1. In the memo line, I type a single word. Congratulations. My thumb hovers over the blue Pay button. One press. Everything changes. I think of Matilda's face watching the gate. I think of her voice whispering to God. I press send. The confirmation appears instantly. I take a screenshot and save it to a new folder on my phone. I label the folder Boundaries. I take a deep breath. My lungs expand fully for what feels like the first time in years. "Mom, can we have spaghetti tonight?" Matilda calls from the living room. "Absolutely," I answer. My voice is steadier than it's been in months. By noon, I've made 3 more calls. The locksmith arrives at 2:15, a stocky man named Frank. "All set, ma'am," he says an hour later, handing me 2 shiny new keys. The invoice reads $175, less than half of Evelyn's last emergency. "No one gets in without one of these," he says. My phone buzzes, and buzzes and buzzes. I silence it after the 20th text from Loretta. I sit at my desk, the $175 locksmith receipt staring at me. The $1 Venmo payment was a declaration. This is the defense. But the sponsorship is the offense. They used my name, my professional reputation. I'm an accountant. My name on a platinum sponsor list for an absurdly expensive party implies I endorse this, that I paid for it. I need to get my name off that PDF. My mind races. Evelyn is sloppy. She keeps everything: receipts, contracts, angry letters. She shoves them into the glove box or the center console of her car. The car, S-E, co-signed for. The car I still have a spare key to, tucked in my junk drawer. An idea, cold and sharp, forms in my mind. I check the clock. 3:30 p.m. Matilda is at her after-school program. Evelyn and Loretta are at the salon. Sabrina is, presumably, planning her royal coronation. I grab the key. 15 minutes later, I'm parked down the street from my mother's house. I walk up the driveway, my heart hammering. I unlock her car. The alarm chirps, but it's the unlock sound. Normal. I slide into the driver's seat. The car smells like old perfume and fast food wrappers. I open the glove box. A blizzard of old napkins, ketchup packets, and expired insurance cards explodes out. I dig through it. Nothing. Center console, more junk. Old pens, loose change, a broken hair clip. I'm about to give up when I check the passenger side door pocket. Tucked underneath a wad of fast food menus is a folded manila envelope. I pull it out. The logo for the Grand Regency Hotel is printed in the corner. My hands shake as I open it. There it is, the event contract, 4 pages detailing the Suite 26 package. And on the last page, under sponsors and billing, is my name, my email, and a forged signature, next to the platinum sponsor line. They didn't just use my name, they committed fraud. I take pictures of every single page with my phone, clear, bright photos. Then I fold the contract up and shove it in my purse. This is it. This is the leverage. I'm back home, the contract sitting on my kitchen table like a bomb. I'm drafting an email to the hotel's legal department, attaching the photos. To whom it may concern, fraudulent use of my name and forged signature. My phone rings. It's Loretta. I ignore it. It rings again, and again. Then a text. "Please, Miranda, pick up. It's Tristan." He's gone! My blood runs cold. Tristan is her son. He's only 7. Another text. "We're at the park. He ran off. I can't find him. Please, I'm alone. Please help me." I don't think. I just react. I grab my keys, leave the contract on the table, and fly out the door. I speed to the park, my mind flashing through worst-case scenarios. I find Loretta sitting on a bench by the entrance, crying into her hands. "Loretta, where did you last see him? What was he wearing?" "By the swings," she wails. "He was just here. He was wearing a blue jacket." For the next 45 minutes, we search. I'm screaming his name until my throat is raw. I organize 2 other mothers into a search grid. We check the bathrooms, the creek bed, the parking lot, nothing. My panic is rising. "We have to call the police," I say, pulling out my phone. "No!" Loretta grabs my arm, her grip surprisingly strong. "Wait, I think I see him." She points toward the woods at the far end of the park. "That blue! He ran in there." She bolts toward the trees. I follow, confused. "Loretta, wait!" She disappears into the woods. I run after her, but she's fast. I stop at the tree line, calling her name. She's gone. I stand there, panting, the cold air burning my lungs. Something feels wrong. I call her phone. It goes straight to voicemail. I run back to her car. It's gone. The cold dread that settles over me is heavier than any panic. I sprint back to my own car, my hands shaking so badly I can barely get the key in the ignition. I drive home, breaking every speed limit. I burst into my kitchen. The contract is gone. The table is empty. She was never at the park. Or if she was, Tristan was in the car. It was a diversion, a lie to get me out of my house. They knew I found it. They must have seen me. The rage that floods my system is so potent, it's clarifying. They didn't just steal from me. They used my nephew, my love for him, as a weapon. They left me with nothing, no proof. No leverage, just my word against theirs. Fine. My word will have to be enough. I pick up my phone. The draft of the email is still on the screen. I delete it. An email is too slow, too easy to ignore. I find the Contact Us page for the Grand Regency Hotel. I bypass the event planning number and find the one for their corporate headquarters. Astra Holdings, a crisp voice answers. How may I direct your call? I need your legal department, I say, my voice steady and cold. Immediately. May I ask the nature of your call? It concerns fraud, forgery, and a pending lawsuit against your Grand Regency Hotel property. I'm on hold for less than 10 seconds. This is Arthur Vance, Associate Counsel. To whom am I speaking? My name is Miranda Allen. Your Grand Regency Hotel is hosting an event for a Ms. Sabrina Allen. Your staff has allowed my name to be used as a platinum sponsor on event materials, and my signature has been forged on the contract. There's a sound of typing. Ms. Allen, I see the event file. It looks like the deposit was paid and the sponsor agreement is signed. It was forged, I interrupt, by my sister, Sabrina Allen, and my mother, Evelyn Allen. I have not authorized 1 cent of this. I did not sign that document. And I am preparing to file a civil suit against this hotel chain for failure of due diligence and damages to my professional reputation. I am an accountant. My name is my livelihood. Now, Ms. Allen, a lawsuit is a very strong. I have also prepared a press release for every major local news outlet detailing how your hotel chain facilitates financial fraud among families. I'm sure Good Morning America would love a segment on Sweet 26 party scams. Unless I let the threat hang in the air. More typing. Frantic this time. This is highly irregular, Mr. Vance sputters. What exactly are you seeking? 1. My name, my image, and any reference to me are to be scrubbed from all event materials, digital and physical, immediately. 2. I want a written confirmation via email within the hour stating that I am not financially responsible for this event in any way. 3. You will never ever contact me about this account again. I wait. The silence on the line is heavy. I can see. Yes, I can have the event manager remove your name from the digital assets right now, he says finally, his voice all business. I will email you a letter of indemnity within the hour. Will that be satisfactory? It will. Thank you for bringing this to our attention, Ms. Allen. I hang up without saying goodbye. My heart is hammering, but I'm not scared. I'm furious, and I just won. I check my email. 8:47 p.m. An email from Arthur Vance is waiting in my inbox. Hereby indemnify Miranda Allen from all financial responsibility. The doorbell rings, a heavy, angry pounding. Through the peephole, I see her. My mother, Evelyn, flanked by Sabrina and Loretta. Their faces are contorted with rage, illuminated by the porch light. Miranda Allen! Open this door right now! My mother's voice is a screech. The pounding begins. Not a knock. A heavy-fisted slam against the wood. Is that Grandma? Matilda appears behind me, her eyes wide with fear, clutching her stuffed rabbit. Yes, but she forgot to call before coming over, I say calmly, stepping back from the door. The new deadbolt holds firm. It's too late for visitors tonight, honey. More banging. The doorbell chimes, a long, continuous ding-dong, ding-dong, ding-dong. You can't hide in there forever, Miranda, Sabrina shouts, her voice raw. After everything we've done for you. My phone lights up on the kitchen counter, a barrage of texts. You're betraying this family. How dare you embarrass us with the hotel? What kind of daughter acts like this? Mom is crying. I hope you're happy. Through the peephole, I watch Mr. Patterson from across the street step onto his porch, his arms crossed. The Rodriguez family peers through their blinds. My family has become a spectacle. Should we let them in? Matilda whispers, clutching my leg. No, honey. I put my hand on her head. Remember our talk about people respecting our home? This isn't respectful behavior. A new sound cuts through the shouting, a siren. The flash of police lights bathes the living room in rotating blue and red. I close my eyes. Of course they called the police. I wait. The pounding stops. I hear my mother's voice, high and frantic. My daughter, she's unstable. She has my mother's heirlooms. She's threatening us. A sharp professional knock. Ma'am, this is Officer Thorne, Oak Haven PD. Could you open the door, please? I take a breath. I look at Matilda. Go to your room, sweetie. It's okay. I'll handle this. I open the door. Auntie? Officer Thorne is standing on my porch. I recognize him. He coached Matilda's soccer team last spring. Evening, Miss Allen, he says, his expression professional but kind. Behind him, my mother puffs up. She's refusing to return property that belongs to our family, Evelyn announces to the neighborhood, and she sent threatening messages. She's holding my grandchildren hostage. Matilda is fine, officer, I say calmly. She's in her room. I look past him at my mother. There are no heirlooms here. You know that. May I come in for a moment? Officer Thorne asks quietly. Of course. I let him in and close the door on my family's sputtering protests. At my kitchen table, I open my laptop. I pull out a file folder. They're upset because I'm establishing boundaries, I explain. I've been financially supporting them for years without repayment. Today I said no. I changed my locks this afternoon. I show him everything. Here are the text messages from today, the ones they sent me. I show him the barrage of insults. Here is the email from the hotel's legal counsel confirming I am not responsible for an event they fraudulently tried to bill to me. Here's the spreadsheet of every loan they've demanded for the past 3 years. The total is $23,470. And this, I say, is the threatening message my mother is referring to. I pull up the Venmo screenshot, the $1 payment, the memo. Congratulations. Officer Thorne reviews the evidence, his eyebrows rising. He leans back in the chair. They're used to you taking care of everything, he says. Now you're changing the rules. That's always hard for people to accept. He stands up and heads back to the porch. I watch through the window. He speaks to them, his voice low and firm. I can't hear the words, but I see my mother's certainty visibly diminish. I see Sabrina cross her arms and look away. I see Loretta start to cry. Minutes later, they retreat to their car. My mother jabs a finger in my direction, a final, impotent gesture of rage, before they drive away. I check the new deadbolt, twice. I find Matilda sitting on her bed, her small legs dangling over the edge. Mom, she says, her voice barely above a whisper, is she mad at me? No, honey, she's not mad at you. Then why didn't she come to my birthday? Her voice cracks. Am I not important enough? The question hits me like a freight train. I drop to my knees in front of her, taking her small hands in mine. No, sweetheart, look at me. I wait until her tear-filled eyes meet mine. You are the most important thing in the world. To me, you are my whole world. Then why? That's exactly why I have to do this. That's why I changed the locks, to protect you, to protect us. From people who don't know how to value us, my job is to keep you safe, and that's what I'm doing. My phone buzzes on the nightstand, a new text from Evelyn. You'll regret this. Family is everything. I delete it without responding. I tuck Matilda into bed, pulling her comforter up to her chin. It's just us two, I tell her, smiling, and that is more than enough. After she falls asleep, I check my phone one last time. A text from Aunt Catherine. You did the right thing. They're furious, but the truth is on your side. Call me if you need me. A new message from Mrs. Wallace. Those brownies cooling on my counter aren't going to eat themselves. You fought the right fight today, dear. And one from my coworker, Julian. Heard you had some family drama. Listen, I can swap my Tuesday for your Saturday shift if you need extra hours to rebuild your savings. Let me know. I set my phone aside. The house feels different tonight, lighter, as if the walls have stopped pressing inward. I've been so focused on trying to hold together a family that was bleeding me dry, I never noticed a community was building itself around me, brick by brick, person by person. Tomorrow will bring a new fight, I know this. But tonight, for the first time in years, I sleep without the weight of impossible expectations crushing my chest. My phone buzzes at 6:30 a.m., jolting me awake. I squint at the screen. A Facebook notification. Sabrina Allen mentioned you in a post. My stomach drops. I tap the notification, already knowing this will be bad. Her profile loads. It's a public post. A long, paragraph-long status update. It's so sad when toxic people show their true colors. Some folks pretend to care about family, but as soon as they're asked to contribute, they suddenly think they're too good for the rest of us. Guess money means more than memories to certain people. Sending love to everyone hurt by this betrayal. 17 comments already. So sorry you're going through this, sweetie. An aunt I haven't seen in a decade. Blood isn't always thicker than water. Good riddance. You're better off without that negative energy in your life, Sabrina. I can't believe Miranda would do that to her own mother. I scroll through the comments, each one a tiny needle. Nobody asking for my side, nobody questioning why. I might have sent that single dollar, just the automatic, gleeful assumption that I am the villain. The bedroom door creaks open. Matilda peeks in, her hair mussed from sleep. Mom, are you okay? I lock my phone and paste on a smile. Fine, sweetie, just checking emails. I wait until her door clicks shut before opening Facebook again. My finger hovers over the comment box. Paragraphs form in my head. A full-throated defense. Screenshots of the Venmo history. The $23,470 spreadsheet. The story about her birthday. Instead, I type 5 words. I wish you all well. Then I log off. I don't block them. I don't unfriend them. I just log off. I slide out of bed. I pour cereal for Matilda, I make coffee, I check her backpack for homework, normal routines that suddenly feel revolutionary. My phone rings while I'm washing dishes, a number I don't recognize. I almost let it go to voicemail, then answer at the last second. Maya? It's Miranda, I correct automatically. Miranda, it's your Uncle Richard. My father's brother, a ghost from another lifetime. I haven't heard his voice since my high school graduation. Uncle Richard, wow, it's been, I know, a long time. His voice is older, rougher than I remember. Listen, I heard what happened with Evelyn and the girls. My shoulders tense. How? Small town, he says. Plus, your mother called me this morning. Trying to recruit allies, I suspect. A dry, humorless chuckle rumbles through the speaker. She tried to tell me you'd stolen from her. I didn't. I stopped giving. I know, I thought you might like to know. You're not the first person she's done this to. The dish I'm rinsing nearly slips from my fingers. What do you mean? Miranda. Why do you think your father left? I sit down at the kitchen table. He left. You know, he had an affair. That's the story Evelyn told, Richard says, his voice heavy. The real story is that she'd been doing to him exactly what she's been doing to you. She bled him dry, drained his accounts, ran up his credit, demanded he pay for her sisters, her parents, everything. She told us he was the one with the spending problem. He left because he was drowning. He tried to get her into financial counseling. She refused. He filed for bankruptcy, and she filed for divorce the next day. The other woman came a year after he'd already left. I stare at the wall, at Matilda's drawing of the two of us. She drained him, Miranda, Richard says, and when he was empty, she moved on to you, history repeating itself. A week passes. The silence from my family is deafening. The Facebook post is still up, but I haven't looked at it. Then a text from Loretta. Can I call you? Please? It's not about me. Against my better judgment, I reply. What is it? My phone rings instantly. Her voice is a choked whisper. Miranda, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to. Mom made me steal the contract. I'm so scared. Loretta, what do you want? It's Sabrina, she sobs. She's in real trouble. That salon. She took out a hard money loan, Miranda, not from a bank, and she defaulted. My stomach clenches. So? So they're seizing the property. The final notice came today. They're locking the doors tomorrow at noon. And Mom co-signed for it. She used her house as collateral. The air leaves my lungs. What? If Sabrina can't pay $5,000 by noon tomorrow, they're starting foreclosure proceedings on Mom's house. Mom's going to be homeless, Miranda, because of Sabrina's stupid party. She's crying hysterically now. I have the notice. I can send it to you. I don't know what to do. You're the only one who's good with this stuff. She sends me a picture. It's a final notice of seizure. It looks official, horrifyingly official. I don't have $5,000, Loretta, I say, my mind racing. I know, but maybe you can call them. Negotiate, get an extension. Please, Miranda, I know we don't deserve it, but Mom, she's going to be on the street. She sends me the case number and the name of the lending company, Ethelred Capital. I've never heard of it. I'll see what I can do, I say, and hang up. I spend the next 2 hours frantically searching online. Ethelred Capital barely exists, just a shell website. The phone number goes to an automated voicemail, foreclosure. This is fast, too fast. There's only one way to know for sure. Public records. I look at the clock. 4 p.m. The county clerk's office is closed. They open at 8 a.m. tomorrow. The seizure is at noon. I don't sleep. I pace the living room, staring at the photo of the notice. It looks so real. Am I really going to let my mother become homeless, despite everything? The next morning, I take a personal day. I'm at the Oak Haven County Records Office at 7:45 a.m., waiting for them to open. I need to check for any liens or foreclosure notices on a property, I tell the clerk, my voice hoarse from lack of sleep. I give her my mother's address. The clerk, a kind-looking woman with gray hair, types for several minutes. She squints at the screen. She types again. Well, dear, she says, turning to me. There's the original mortgage, of course, paid down quite a bit. But other than that, this house is clean as a whistle. What? Are you sure? Can you check Ethelred Capital? She types again. Never heard of them. No, ma'am. There are no liens, no notices, and certainly no foreclosure proceedings scheduled for this address. Not today, not any day. She's got a clean title. I stand there, gripping the counter. The linoleum floor seems to tilt under my feet. It was a lie. All of it. The tears. The panic, the final notice. It was a fabrication, a false lead to trick me, to scare me into emptying Matilda's brace fund to pay for Sabrina's mistake. They didn't just lie. They manufactured an entire crisis, complete with fake documents designed to prey on my last remaining shred of family obligation. I thank the clerk, my voice hollow. I walk out into the bright morning sun. I've wasted a vacation day. I've lost a night of sleep. I've been sick with worry. All for a performance. The anger I felt before was a spark. This is an inferno. Das ist. I drive home, not to my mother's house, but to my own. I sit at my kitchen table. I open my budget spreadsheet. I look at the line item I've always kept, hidden in the numbers. Family Emergency Fund, $750 a month. It's been there for years. Sometimes it was $500, sometimes $1,000. It was the black hole that ate my savings. I highlight the row. I press delete. The numbers on the spreadsheet recalibrate. Suddenly, my remaining column isn't in the red. It's not razor thin. It shows an extra $732.40, just sitting there. $732. Enough for Matilda's braces, and a payment into a savings account. Enough for the modest vacation I've been dreaming of. Enough for us. I open a new browser tab. I search for 529 education savings plans. 20 minutes later, I've opened one in Matilda's name. I schedule an initial deposit. It's not much, but it's a start. It's a seed. I go grocery shopping. I study prices out of habit, but I'm not calculating with the same razor-thin panic. At the checkout, I see a bunch of bright yellow tulips, $12.99, an absurd splurge. I buy them, for no reason other than they're pretty and will make our table cheerful. This small rebellion against the scarcity my family enforced brings a smile to my face that lasts all day. Saturday morning, the day of the sweet 26. I'm folding laundry when Matilda wanders into the living room. "Aren't we going to Aunt Sabrina's party today?" she asks, casual as can be. My hands freeze mid-fold. "What?" "The sweet 16 party," she says, shrugging. "I saw it on your calendar before you erased it. Taylor from school is going. Her mom is friends with Grandma." The familiar guilt surges, bitter as copper. Am I being too harsh? Am I isolating my daughter? Then Matilda adds, "I don't really want to go anyway." "You don't?" "No." She makes a face. "Those parties are boring. You have to wear itchy clothes and stand still and smile all the time. And Grandma just pinches your cheek and talks to the other adults." Decision made. "Well, that's good," I say, tossing a pair of socks into the basket. "Because I was thinking we should go to the park instead. The basketball courts should be empty." Her face lights up. "Can we get ice cream after?" "Absolutely." Hours later, we're sitting in a sticky booth at the local Dairy Dream, sharing a $7 volcano sundae. Chocolate fudge drips down Matilda's chin as she giggles about beating me at HORSE. Her happiness is pure, unfettered, genuine. Nothing like the strained, anxious smiles she wore at family gatherings, where she walked on eggshells, desperate for a scrap of attention. A woman at the next table smiles at us. "Would you like me to take your picture?" I hesitate, then hand her my phone. She captures us mid-laugh, ice cream and all, our faces pressed together. When she hands the phone back, I study the photo. Messy, imperfect, radiantly happy. "I like this way better than a fancy party," Matilda declares, diving back into the sundae. "So do I realize. So do I. That night, my phone chimes, a text from Aunt Catherine. "You dodged a bullet." Sweet 16 was a complete and total train wreck. I sink into a kitchen chair, torn between relief and curiosity. My thumb hovers over the call button, but she beats me to it. The phone rings. I answer. "What happened?" I ask, my voice hushed. Catherine's laugh crackles through the speaker. "Oh, where do I start? First, they seated your mother right next to the smoke machine. You know her asthma. She spent half the night coughing and complaining, making a huge scene." "Of course she did," I say, picturing it perfectly. Then, Sabrina fought with the DJ because he wouldn't play the exact 2004 playlist she wanted. The poor man looked ready to walk out. "And Loretta," she lowers her voice, "got drunk and tried to flirt with the hotel manager." "Oh no." "Oh yes. But here's the kicker. When the final bill came, Evelyn's face turned whiter than the tablecloth. Turns out, platinum sponsorship was supposed to cover the open bar. Without you, that bill was astronomical." "How much?" "Let's just say they went way over budget. They kept glancing at the empty chair where you were supposed to sit, like they'd saved a spot for your wallet, Miranda." A small, vindicated smile tugs at my lips. "It's not misfortune when you design a party around someone else's bank account," Catherine says firmly, as if reading my mind. "It's a consequence." The next morning, I'm at my desk, organizing files. A shadow falls across my desk. I look up. My mother, standing in my office wearing her Sunday dress. "We need to talk," she says, loud enough for my coworkers in the next cubicles to glance over. My stomach drops. "This isn't appropriate, Mom. I'm working." "Family comes first," she says, setting her purse on my desk, covering a spreadsheet. I stand up, taking her elbow. "Break room. Now, 10 minutes. Inside, she launches into a rehearsed speech about forgiveness, duty, and family healing. I recognize pieces of Pastor Walsh's sermons. Speaking of Pastor Walsh, she says, adjusting her pearl earrings, he called me. He's very concerned about this division. He said reconciliation is God's way. I stare into my lukewarm coffee. Did you tell him why we're divided? Did you tell him about the $23,000 or the fake foreclosure notice? She waves her hand dismissively as if swatting away a fly. Details don't matter when family is involved. He's willing to mediate all of us in his office. No. Her eyes narrow. What did you say? No, I'm not going. Miranda, you are tearing this family apart. No, Mom. I stand up, opening the break room door. I'm just refusing to finance it. The pressure campaign begins. First, an envelope in my mailbox, no return address. Inside, a handwritten note. Children need their grandmothers. Think about what you're doing to Matilda. Then, a call from Sabrina's husband. Just give them what they want, Miranda, he pleads. Whatever it is, peace is worth the money. It's not your money, is it? I ask. He hangs up. Then comes the Thanksgiving invitation. Cream-colored cardstock, gold embossing, a handwritten note from Evelyn at the bottom. We can put this all behind us. Please come. P.S. We're asking everyone to contribute $150 for the venue. I almost laugh. I place it on the counter next to Matilda's school photo. Her smile in the photo has been brighter these past few weeks, genuinely bright. The old programming cycles through my head. Just pay it. Make peace. It's easier. Matilda's voice echoes in my memory. Am I not important enough? I slide the invitation into the trash. That night, I sit at my kitchen table. The false lead incident, the fake foreclosure, was the final straw. I draft a letter. Not an emotional plea, not an angry rant. It's a document. I attach the spreadsheet. A detailed history of all loans, gifts, and emergency payments from 2022 to the present. Total, $23,470.81. I detail every missed event, every broken promise. I lay out the terms for any future contact. 1. All communication regarding finances is to cease immediately. 2. No unannounced visits to my home or place of work. 3. Any relationship with Matilda will be supervised by me and will not involve any discussion of family conflicts. The final sentence takes me 3 tries to write. This isn't about money, it's about respect. Until that can be offered, there is nothing left to discuss. I print 4 copies, one for Evelyn, one for Sabrina, one for Loretta, and one for Pastor Walsh. To his, I add a cover note. Pastor, I respect your desire for reconciliation. However, you are being used as a tool in a long-term pattern of financial and emotional abuse. Please find the documented history attached. I will no longer be mediating this. The next morning, I send all 4 letters via certified mail. 2 days later, a small lumpy envelope arrives, addressed to Matilda. The return address is for a classmate who couldn't attend her party. Matilda tears it open. Her eyes widen. It's a handmade card covered in glitter and stickers. Sorry I couldn't come. Happy 9th birthday, she reads aloud. She tilts the card, and 3 crumpled $1 bills flutter to the table. A note is scribbled at the bottom. For ice cream. I am saving up for a bike, but I wanted you to have this. Bethany. Matilda handles the $3 like it's made of glass. Mom, can we get ice cream tomorrow? Of course we can. She carefully places the card on the refrigerator right in the center. This is the best card ever, she declares. I watch her skip off to her room, the $3 clutched in her hand. $3 from a child saving for a bike, worth more than all $23,000 of my family's hollow promises. The phone rings that evening. Grandma flashes on the screen. Not Evelyn, my other grandma, Evelyn's mother. I answer. Hi, Grandma. Miranda, you need to fix this, she says, no greeting. Fix what? Your mother and your sisters, they are fighting constantly since that letter arrived. It's awful. I close my eyes. What are they fighting about? Money! What else? Your mother says Sabrina pushed too hard with that party. Sabrina says Loretta promised you'd cover more. Loretta says Evelyn is the one who taught them to rely on you. They're all blaming each other for driving you away. The old, familiar pressure builds behind my temples. The urge to step in, to mediate, to fix it. Grandma, I say, taking a deep breath, I'm not responsible for fixing their relationships. But you've always been the sensible one. Yes, I say. I'm watching Matilda in her room, arranging her stuffed animals for a tea party. That's why I'm making a different choice now. I end the call. 2 months later, I'm balanced on a wobbly stepladder, a paint roller in my hand. Soft, buttery yellow paint transforms the living room wall. The world hasn't ended. In fact, it's gotten brighter, literally. Mom, you missed a spot, Matilda points. Her own t-shirt is spattered with tiny yellow stars. Got it, Eagle Eyes, I say, stretching. What do you think? Way better than the old beige, she says, attacking the baseboards with her own brush. It's like sunshine inside. The front door opens. Julian, my coworker, pokes his head in. He's carrying a flat-pack bookshelf under one arm like it weighs nothing. Special delivery, he announces. Where do you ladies want this? By the window, I say, climbing down. Julian, you didn't have to build it yourself. He shrugs. What else am I going to do on a Saturday? Watch golf? Besides, I owed you for that shift swap. His laughter fills the small house, a sound that once would have made me tense, expecting my mother's judgment about male visitors. Now, I just smile. Later, Matilda arranges her books on the new shelves. The calendar on the fridge catches my eye. Movie night, Friday. Park day, Sunday. No family obligations, no emergency loans. The tension I carried in my shoulders for a decade has melted away. 2 weeks later, Matilda stands in front of her third-grade class. She's holding a poster board, my hero. Her teacher, Mrs. Langston, emailed me about the project. But I wasn't prepared for the lump in my throat when Matilda unveils her work. It's not a drawing of a firefighter or an astronaut. It's 2 stick figures, me and her, holding hands against a crayon sunset. Above them, in careful wobbly letters, it reads, My mom is my hero because she is brave. She taught me that love doesn't hurt. That evening, a note from Mrs. Langston comes home in Matilda's backpack. Matilda seems so much more confident and happy these days. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. I place the note on our refrigerator, right next to the $3 birthday card. Christmas cards arrive, one with Evelyn's handwriting. Inside, guilt drips from every line. Family should be together. We've all made mistakes. A text from Sabrina. I miss my niece. Tristan asks about her. An email from Loretta about a family healing retreat in Arizona. The price tag, $2,300 per person, makes me snort coffee. I read each message, waiting for the familiar twist of shame. Nothing comes, just calm. I type a single response to all 3. We have moved forward. I wish you well. Our Christmas tree is 4 feet tall, adorned with popcorn strings and handmade ornaments. Mrs. Wallace brings apple cider. Julian arrives with a casserole. Aunt Catherine drives 3 hours bearing cookies and genuine hugs. I brought something else, Catherine says, handing me a leather-bound album. The first page reads, Our family of 2. It's beautiful, I whisper. Room to grow, she replies, nodding toward our guests, laughing in the kitchen. January finds me joining a support group for single parents. February has me volunteering at Matilda's school. Uncle Richard sends postcards from his travels. We are building something new, brick by careful brick. As another October approaches, Matilda's 10th birthday, I plan a simple celebration, a picnic, a homemade cake. Friends who actually show up. The mail brings a surprise, a card from Evelyn. Inside is a crisp $50 bill. No strings attached, no demands. Just, Happy birthday, granddaughter. I consider returning it. Instead, I slide it into Matilda's birthday fund. Boundaries don't mean cutting people off forever. They mean I control the terms of engagement. Tonight, after Matilda falls asleep, I sit at our yellow kitchen table. I'm writing in the journal Aunt Catherine gave me. The words flow easily. Real family isn't defined by blood. It's defined by the people who show up when it matters, the people who respect your no, the people who add to your life instead of just taking from it. I glance up at our wall. A new photo hangs there in a simple frame. Matilda and me, flanked by Aunt Catherine, Mrs. Wallace, Julian, and Uncle Richard, all squinting in the sun at our picnic last weekend. Below it, a small wooden plaque Matilda made reads, "Our family." The house is quiet except for the sound of my daughter's peaceful breathing from the next room. I close my journal, and for the first time in my entire adult life, I feel completely and totally at home. If this story resonated with you, leave a like and consider subscribing. You can also drop any comment below, even just one word. Maybe tell me where you're watching from, or what time it is right now. Sometimes one word is enough to say you were here. You